Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we are previewing UFC 263, Adesanya versus Vettori, and we're watching PFL 4. Let's go! You know what I'm saying? Guys, you guys know what I'm saying? How you guys doing?
What's up, my brother from another mother?
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. You're saying that Vettori's going to win tonight, on Saturday.
I'm not saying that.
He might win tonight. Ollie's going to win tonight.
I don't know what he's doing tonight. He might win tonight, but I don't know about Saturday night. UFC 263 is what we're going to be watching on Saturday night. We're going to be doing the watch-along here on the Ringside Report Network. Do check in with us, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Watch the pay-per-view with us. Or if you're not watching the pay-per-view, just watch us. You know, you could do that. You could like this video. You could leave a comment on this video. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate you subscribing, all our subscribers. We appreciate that. And hit the bell when you subscribe so you get notifications every time we are on. And we will be on again Saturday night at 10 p.m. Guys, UFC 263 coming up. We've got PFL going on right now. A lot of MMA happening. It's fun, man. A lot of action. We watched the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight on Sunday night. AJ was super mad. Super mad. AJ, have you recovered from that?
I have, but you know what the crazy part is? I didn't realize that people actually watch our show. All I got for like the whole week was, dude, man, you were so upset that Jake Paul went the distance, Logan Paul went the distance, and whatever. It was all like, dude, I can't believe it. Were you really that upset? I'm like, you watched the show? It was crazy, dude. I got texts, this and that, people telling me, I told you so, he's gonna go the distance. I told you so, he's gonna beat Mayweather, and I'm like, am I in like a crazy pill, man? Is this for real? People think that he beat Mayweather? I'm like flipping out, dude. It wasn't just the Sunday night. Still to today, I've been getting like anxiety attacks. I've been like taking like Pepto-Bismol the whole week, man.
Pepto-Bismol?
Fucking Mayweather.
All right.
I'm swear to God,
well,
I'm like
he's
Mayweather
still mad.
ruined me.
See? There you go. Still mad, AJ. I was pretty happy about it. Of course, Logan Paul beats Floyd Mayweather. Sometimes when you don't have a winner, even when you don't win, you know, you win. And Logan Paul came out the winner on Sunday night because he didn't get finished by Floyd Mayweather. He went full 8 rounds
Floyd helped
with
him up.
Mayweather.
Floyd helped him up because he got knocked a little bit at some point, and Floyd, you know, he held him in his arms. You could see.
You know what?
That's the only part of the fight I've actually seen because I didn't watch that show. I don't think I've missed much. But you know what? I've been reading that they sold 1 million pay-per-views at $50. 1 million? That's crazy, man. I would have never expected they would sell that many.
Freddie, expect this. This is what the crazy part is. And, like, you know, even George St. Pierre and a lot of people said it. Like, regardless of what you think about the Paul brothers, I know Angelo's probably going to flip up because we're going to see a lot more of these guys in the future. The bottom line is these guys know how to sell because what Logan Paul walked away with after that fight was $20 million. What Mayweather walked away with was $100 million. Holy shit. Ask anybody in the UFC, John Jones, who's asking for like $10 million and can't get it.
Right.
Ask George St. Pierre if he came close to getting $20 million. None of these guys have come anywhere close. But here comes this guy who's a YouTuber and doesn't even have a boxing win. And here he is fighting Mayweather. And to be honest, Freddie, I agree with Freddie. There was a point when Mayweather hooked him and he went down. He crumpled down. And it's like Mayweather's trying to keep him up. Like, buddy, we have a contract that it has to be like, you know, till the 8th. Like, any boxer that wants to listen, man, it was.
I don't believe that. Listen, you guys are both. Hold on. You guys are both running with that, and I don't believe it. There was an instance at some point.
It was on Fox News, man.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
It's on
exactly.
Fox.
Exactly.
Trust Fox.
But Logan Paul saying that's complete nonsense, and I think it's nonsense too. There was an instance where, you know, but if you watch where you know, Floyd punches Logan, and Logan kind of, you know, falls forward, and it appears as though Floyd kind of catches. Sorry about that, guys. So it appears as though
Logan Paul chatting.
No, that's Angelo dropping the super chat saying, I could care less about the Paul brothers. And we'll wrap up on this, Angelo. Shout out to Angelo, by the way. It appears as though Floyd kind of catches Logan and holds him up so as to avoid a knockout and to keep the fight going. But if you watch the whole thing, like there's just a clip on the internet that shows that. But if you watch the whole thing, like he's not holding him up. It's not like Logan's about to fall down. He's all right. I don't buy that at all. I don't think Floyd held him up to keep the fight going. I think if he could have finished him, he would have. The fact of the matter is he couldn't, and that's why he lost the fight.
I'll tell you the funniest thing I saw was a meme going with Jeff Jarrett and the black guy, I think, from the Howard Stern show. And they go, I'll tell my kids that this was the Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather fight. And that was the best moment of that.
Listen,
Beetlejuice and Double J.
Super chat.
Beetlejuice is like the best, man. You know what? Bottom line is, and I know Angelo, he's like, you're sick of Jake Paul, Logan Paul, you're sick of Logan, whatever. The problem is that we're gonna see a lot more of these guys, Angelo, and that's the way it is. But this is the way sports has changed, and it's become entertainment, man. There's no more like you're holding the belt and people care. Ask Stipe. You know what? This is the problem, and I told you, and I keep repeating it, and I said it from the past. These guys were going to change the face of sports, and they have.
Okay. Name me a second. Other than Logan Paul and Jake Paul, who else is doing it that way? So they're not changing anything. They're an oddity, man. They're
Bro, but they're the two
props
guys.
to them, man. I'll applaud them.
Guys,
I'm giving them all the props in the world. They're making huge money.
I am.
But I mean, it's not like there's other YouTube stars that are becoming boxers. I don't see anything.
No. Freddie, wait. This just opened up a can of worms, man. This opened up so many cans of worms that Mayweather might have won $100 million, but in my opinion, he sold out the boxing. Because the bottom line, and I can tell you, his posse that he has around him, guys that box with him, you know what? I'm sure he's going to be like, you know what, Mayweather, I know you made $100 million, but seriously, dude, you could have dropped him down to one knee at least. You know, because it's not showing like, regardless if it's an entertainment, 8 rounds of fun, you know, Mayweather, he won every round, in my opinion. Logan couldn't even come close to touching Mayweather. Mayweather was ducking every punch. And when he threw a couple punches, man, he hurt Logan. And I really think that he hurt him enough to probably drop him to the canvas, but he kept him up. The problem was that you tarnished boxing. And I said that on Sunday's show, I had nothing but debates all week, dude. I've been debating this shit all week with people. Boxing.
You're the only guy that
boxing athletes are upset, man. Every boxer I know is like, this guy fucked it up for boxing, man. He fucks it up. I know people are going to be like,
how?
No,
this opens up easy
because
fights.
Because you could be a 50-year-old champion.
Okay,
that's
AJ,
legendary status.
take it easy.
YouTuber's going to come.
Take it
Mickey
easy.
Mouse is going to want to scrap with me now.
That's just jealousy, man.
I'm not jealous about the money. I'm happy that they made money.
He's opened up, these guys, the Paul brothers, have opened up opportunities for professional boxers to make more money on easy fights. These guys are easy. These guys aren't good. So, and they make a ton of money. These guys should be happy. They're bringing attention. They're doing stupid fights. Why not?
Attention to what?
To nonsense. To these sideshow. To these sideshow fights. Okay, if these guys don't exist, Floyd Mayweather doesn't come out of retirement. He doesn't.
I mean, wasn't this on Showtime? I bet Showtime promoted a bunch of other stuff, man. Like 1 million people watched this, and this was like a Showtime production. So Showtime probably used that to promote other. It's good for boxing. It gets it gets eyes.
And it had an undercard with a couple of legitimate boxing contests. So I don't think it was a terrible thing for boxing. I'm not calling this the end of boxing like AJ is. A lot of people want you to take it easy. Angelo says, relax, AJ. Patrick C. Hamilton dropping the super chat. He says, sorry, I didn't even tune in for you guys. So he didn't even tune in to the show on Sunday night that we did, which is disappointing, Patrick, because Glenn McKenzie was on the show. G-Mac, Wildman Glenn, and it was Glenn and AJ together for the first time ever, because I figured if we're going to make a mockery of combat sports. Let's just make a mockery of the Ringside Report Network at the same time, treat the whole thing like a joke, and just joke around with AJ and Glenn, who were at each other's throats the whole time. And I got to sit back and just kind of watch the fight and then remind them once in a while that we're supposed to be watching this fight. Glenn wasn't even watching the fight at the time. He was just making fun of AJ, which was pretty good. I got to say, I did appreciate Glenn and AJ battling, because I could just sit back and let somebody else handle AJ for a bit. Yeah.
Listen, me and Glenn, we love each other, and it was a fun night. I loved it. I thought it was great. Glenn was on, you were on, and it was fun. We're missing Freddie. We should have had Johnny North on as well. We should have had Ben on as well. We should have had the whole crew on as well. We had like 6 like little screens there. But no, honestly speaking, it was a fun night. It entertaining because the fight was giving me nothing but ulcers. And you know what? I'm not saying that it destroys boxing, but what it does is that it kind of taints the art, the science of fighting, which is boxing. And that's the problem. And I keep going all the time to guys that bust their ass in the gym every day, learning boxing, going through the amateur rank, and unfortunately, you got a YouTuber that's kind of making a mockery out of a guy who's like 50-0.
This has nothing to do with them. This has nothing to do with the guy in the gym.
It does. It does. I was talking to guys that do boxing all week, man, and they're like, "Fuck, man, this guy, like, honestly, it's an embarrassment. Stand up." And let's hope Tyron Woodley is going to be able to do what the other guys weren't able to do. Lay the guy down, and that's it. Listen.
Don't bank on it, buddy.
I think Tyron. Look, I'm not super confident with Tyron Woodley either.
Nope.
But we need to have a real boxer in there. But let me just say one thing about the Logan brothers. They know how to make money. The Paul brothers or the Jake, whatever you want to call them. These guys know how to make money. And Jake Paul, when you see this guy fight and whatnot, the guy, if he was amateur ranked, he would be pretty good. Like, he would actually be good in that level. But holy shit, man, you fought like a former like Bellator champ. You fought like now a UFC guy that's coming up through Tyron Woodley. Logan Paul hasn't even won a boxing match, but yet here he is fighting Mayweather. Went to 8 rounds. All the YouTube world thinks that Logan Paul beat, like, in a sense, Mayweather.
And he did. He did. He beat him. Correct.
He didn't win.
Did.
Let's be honest. If
all hail. We are on YouTube. We are on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Don't forget to like, subscribe. And he is the king of YouTube, so I'm giving him his props at this point. King of YouTube, Logan Paul, beat Floyd Mayweather. If he could do it, we all can. I challenge Floyd Mayweather to a submission grappling match.
Oh, no, that'll be like over very fast. But the thing is that that's
and
what
a
I'm
boxing
trying to
fight.
get at. Everybody's going to start going into these gyms and start
I'll take the money, Fred.
Coaches
I mean, I'll get beat. I'd get knocked out. No, I'd get knocked out.
Start with the grappling
match.
And hope you Kimura his arm and don't let go if he taps.
Oh, that's
After that,
smart.
maybe the boxing, you'll have a shot.
Yeah, break his arm.
Listen, if I was grappling with Mayweather right now, Dave, I would have to break his arm just for the fact that he gave me an ulcer out of that fight.
Yeah.
And that's, man, it's just
such a hater, AJ.
It's entertainment.
All right, man, let's move on, man.
Yeah, we're moving on, AJ. Thank you.
Oh, by the way,
AJ, see, I love
this
how
fight wasn't that important, AJ. AJ's acting like if it's the most important fight in the history of fighting.
Yeah, it meant nothing. It was stupid.
Million pay-per-views and more money than anybody in the UFC, Bellator, WWE, and AEW all put together right now. So that's the difference. So argue what you want, but these guys brought money.
Well,
don't think that George St. Pierre wouldn't come out of retirement to fight for that money now.
It's all about
don't think
who's
going to want to come out to fight.
Don't get mad at them. Get mad at the people who paid for it. Like,
I'm not getting mad at
people
the
are paying for it.
I think it's good.
The reason they made money is because people want to see it. So I don't know why you're so mad at these guys.
I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at Mayweather. That's what I'm mad at.
I don't know why you're mad at
Logan and Jake Paul.
Mayweather fought a guy.
$1 million.
Mayweather is like 45 years
40
old.
pounds heavier.
He fought a guy that's like 15 years younger than him and 40 pounds heavier than him, and he definitely outboxed him and completely dominated him. And Mayweather's not a guy who's even traditionally a power puncher or a knockout artist. That's really not his game.
That's
he
bullshit.
did what he did.
I'm going to tell you why it's bullshit.
Mayweathered
I'm going to tell you why it's bullshit.
Okay. AJ,
you know what?
AJ's so angry about this. I've never seen AJ this mad, Fred. We're going to move on, though, AJ. I don't even want to hear.
No, can I just say one thing? Dave, let me just say one thing. Helio Gracie, at 90 years old, tapped out most guys in jiu-jitsu today. at 90 years old, and he would have never been nice to anybody when
AJ,
he went to the
Would he
mat.
though?
Helio
Would he
Gracie,
though?
man. Yeah,
Would he?
Helio Gracie would have choked you out just with
Most
his
guys
like
in MMA
his old
today,
school like
Helio
collar
Gracie
choke.
at 90, he's beating. I doubt that. Grapplers,
Listen, man.
Me
When
too.
it
Damien
comes to
Maya,
jiu-jitsu, yes.
you think
This
so?
is this
Oh
is
yeah,
more like
100%.
I doubt.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Helio
Okay,
Gracie,
AJ.
he would have choked him out.
90-year-old.
Worship
But that's what I'm
90 years
trying
old.
to get out.
Okay.
Gracie.
AJ is really in rare form tonight. I don't know what's going on with AJ. We are going to
It's a
get to the
COVID. I got
Adesanya Vettori fight, and I know AJ's super hyped about Marvin Vettori, so he's sure to be fired up about that one as well. Just want to give a shout out to the members. Jason Pete in the chat as well. Jason asking us, did we see the Vettori Adesanya press conference? I didn't catch that. It just happened. I think we were kind of prepping for the show that we're doing. And yeah, I don't know. I saw a couple of clips from it. I know that Adesanya and Vettori definitely have bad blood. They don't like each other. But all that talk is going to come to an end on Saturday night, and I'm pretty hyped for this fight. And I've watched this Vettori Adesanya fight a few times. I watched it when it happened. I think I watched it getting ready for Adesanya when he fought Blachowicz. I was kind of watching a few Adesanya fights, and I watched that one. And then I watched it again like yesterday, day before yesterday. And, you know, Adesanya is going to beat the shit out of Marvin Vettori. And I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to beat the shit out of Marvin Vettori. Ezra Adesanya is an exceptional, elite, one-of-a-kind mixed martial artist. Marvin Vettori is very good. But there are levels to this game, like Israel is telling him, and he's going to show him on Saturday. If you watch that fight, the first fight, Israel completely dominated him in the first round and the second round standing up. Completely.
Whoa.
Watch the fight again, AJ. He completely dominated him. He clearly won the first two rounds. Now, he winds up winning the fight by split decision. One judge scored it for Marvin Vettori, which is ridiculous. That judge was out to lunch and should not have scored any of the first two rounds for Marvin Vettori because Israel Adesanya completely outstruck Vettori. And in the third round, you could see him, knowing that he had the fight won, kind of take the foot off the gas a little bit. Vettori got a takedown that Israel could have easily defended had he gone on his right hip and shifted his weight, but instead he tried to do some other weird thing where he hooked him behind. It was just not a smart move to defend the takedown, and he wound up under Vettori for a little bit, a minute and a half in the third round, and then he gets up and he hits Vettori a few times. You could maybe score the third round for Vettori, and that's fine, but watching that first fight, seeing who Israel Adesanya was back then, seeing how good he is now, he went to the wire with the light heavyweight champion in the world in his last fight. He lost a close decision to Jan Blachowicz, a man who was 20, 30, 40 pounds bigger than him. And I just don't see Marvin Vettori being strong enough or big enough to be able to muscle Israel Adesanya to the mat to get the win.
Say what?
He needs to take him down, and he's not going to be able to get those key takedowns in this fight to win. He might win a round. He might win two. If it goes to a decision, he's a tough guy. He's not been finished in the UFC. It's possible that he hangs in there with Israel, but he's going to lose. And I think he's going to lose by knockout. I think it's going to be devastating. I think you don't want to fight Israel Adesanya a second time. He's a very smart guy, and he's going to figure things out about you in that first fight that he's going to use in the second fight, and he's going to dominate you. I think it's going to be like the Paulo Costa fight. And I remember, AJ, you were adamant that Paulo Costa was going to win that fight too. So I know you're really upset because you're down with Marvin Vettori, but Israel Adesanya is on another level when it comes to the striking game. His footwork is so much more fluid than Marvin Vettori's, and Vettori slows down considerably after the first round. I don't know if his cardio is going to be able to hold up. If it gets to the 4th round, the 5th round, I think those rounds are going to be really ugly for Vettori. He might get finished there if he doesn't get finished earlier. I don't think Vettori could really hang in there with Israel over 5 rounds. If it goes to a decision, I'll be surprised. But I really believe that Israel Adesanya wins this fight no matter what. He's my lock of the night at UFC 263. He is a pretty heavy favorite as well. Israel Adesanya right now sitting at, let me give you the latest odds, minus 260, Vettori plus 220, the underdog. It's heavy in Israel's favor, and it should be. Israel is 20-1. That one is to the light heavyweight champion of the world. No one at middleweight has defeated him, and no one will. Not right now. This, to me, is like Sonnen Silva 2. The first fight, Chael, it was close. He got some key takedowns. He made it close with Anderson. In the end, he lost. The second fight, Anderson realized this guy was a threat, took him seriously, and fucking destroyed him. Knocked him out.
Hey, Dave, just quickly, just to let you know that Olivier Aubin-Mercier is coming up.
Nice. That fight coming up in the
man,
PFL next. Oh,
quickly,
I see Olivier in the cage right now. The fight's about to start.
Yeah.
Go ahead, AJ.
You want me to go on the Vettori banter or just wait for Olivier?
No, tell me about Vettori.
Go, man, because I was staying silent because I felt like Dave pretty much like destroyed anything you have to say. But go ahead, give us your.
Fred, you agree?
No, listen.
You agree with me, Fred?
I'm gonna tell you something.
You're on Team Dave. Team Dave.
Israel's gonna win.
Hey, by the way, my UFC parlay came through last week, guys. Ilir Latifi and Jairzinho. I was the only guy on the show that picked Jairzinho, and he won.
And you won. And you made good money for people. Listen, man, you've been on a roll for 5 weeks. I gave you kudos on Sunday. So if you wanted to make money with Dave, made it the last 5 weeks ago. But this week coming up, you're going to lose if you go with this pick with Israel. You know why? I'm going to tell you something. Look, I got to tell you that their first fight was close, and you can argue all you want, but I kind of agree with some of the fans and the one judge where I thought Vettori won that first and third round. Second round, he took down like Israel, and that's the key to beating Israel. We saw that with Yan. Yan took him down and held him down, and you know what? When it comes to strength, I think you're wrong on that. I think Vettori is a much stronger and just a physically stronger guy than Israel, by far. When you got a guy with an 80-inch reach, I agree. If you're going to be in his pocket, you're going to die. But if Vettori does exactly what Yan did, okay, he's going to win. And in fact, Vettori in his last fight, he had 11 takedowns. He actually has a UFC record right now for the most takedowns in one fight. And that's what it's going to come down to. Study what Yan did and continue to do the same thing. I think he's going to do exactly that. If he's able not to wait till the second round to start taking Israel down, he's going to win this fight. I think it's going to be close. There's a lot of bad blood between these two. A lot of people think, even though you got that, it was a destruction like in the first fight, I still think that Vettori won the first and third round. And you know what? It was a lot closer than what you're saying, in my opinion. But you know what? I'm not the only one who's saying that. A judge said the same thing. So that's the thing. Okay. I think there's going to be. I think there's going to be. An Italian champion.
You have to mention
Adelaide Bird wasn't on this card. I made sure she wasn't one of the judges.
Boy. It was Chris Lee.
I'm going to tell you this. There's going to be. Listen, close enough. But the thing is that there's going to be a new champion, and it's going to be the Italian Dream. And Italy's going to have their first MMA champion, and it's going to happen on Saturday. And you know what? Look, if you look, and you know what's interesting is that, listen, Israel went out of his way to improve his jiu-jitsu, went out of his way to improve his wrestling, and he couldn't do F-all with Jan Blachowicz. And you know what? When it comes to striking, Vettori could strike, man. And you know what? I don't think the game's going to be a lot like the first where the striking is going to be involved. I really think he's going to stick to that game plan, taking him down, like imposing his weight, holding him down, and it's going to be strike. But I don't think anybody's going to get knocked out of this fight. Because in the
first couple of rounds, Israel's going to be in good shape and all, man. He won't be able to get that takedown. And that's why I'm going to pick Israel. I could see maybe Marvin stealing a round or two towards the end, but the early rounds, still Israel, when he's fresh, he won't be Vettori won't be able to take Israel down. So
Listen,
I got Israel
maybe.
hurting him on the stand-up, and I kind of agree with Dave. It's probably going to be a finish. I'm going for Israel by KO, round 3, maybe around 2 or 3.
I think it's going to
feel
be in the
Israel's
first.
gonna hurt him standing up.
I think, honestly, it's going to be in the first. I think he finishes him quick. I think he's just going to pop, over. Like, Israel is pissed. He's not happy with this guy, and he is out for blood this time. I think he did not take him that seriously. It was his second UFC fight. Vettori didn't really have a name back then. That fight back then was not what it is now for Israel Adesanya, and he's going to make an example out of Marvin Vettori on Saturday night. Just want to say thank you, Angelo, dropping the super chat. He says, Team Dave, all day, every day, Adesanya wins. Correct, Angelo. My man is correct. And Brian Firth says, Brian First says, plug the mugs tomorrow and get one for yourself. Yeah, we got new mugs that Brian Firth just ordered. Wrestling Uncensored mugs now available. 15-ounce mugs. You can get a big old cup of coffee with Wrestling Uncensored over at merch.ringsidereport.net. Freddie, we will hook you up. I will get you your own Wrestling Uncensored mug.
Man. Come on, man. Help
I
me
got
out.
you. Well, they're brand new, Fred. They just debuted on the merch website on Friday night for Wrestling Uncensored. I'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, for more Wrestling Uncensored after SmackDown. We'll be watching AEW Dynamite as well, another Friday night episode of Dynamite, so watch along for that tomorrow night. We're also watching Olivier Aubin-Mercier fight Marcin Held at PFL 4 right now in the PFL 4 prelims. Claressa Shields, two-time Olympic gold medalist boxer, making her MMA debut tonight in the main event for PFL. What's that, Fred?
I'm kind of interested. I want to see her fight.
Yeah, me too.
But
she's fighting somebody that's 3-6. She's
yeah, but I still want to see her fight, like transition to MMA.
Come on,
like, I mean, she's a deck. Like, if you're interested in when a boxer comes to MMA or a pro wrestler, I mean, she's a name coming to MMA, man. I'm interested.
Yeah, she's a high level athlete. I mean,
she's an amazing boxer.
Two-time gold medalist in the Olympics is pretty cool, no matter what sport she's coming from, and boxing is good too. Olivier's looking all right here with Marcin Held. Held tried some takedowns. Olivier defended them well, and now Olivier's looking pretty good standing up. Landed a good body kick there.
He's getting a lot of his strikes in. Like, out of 12 strikes thrown, he's got 10 in, where Held has thrown 14 and only hit like 8 times. So, like, it came close. Olivier got clipped at one point in this first round, and it looked bad, but he shook it off and he's back in there. So it's very equal. It's a hard round to call at this point. They're so close, but I'm giving it to look, I don't know where you are in time.
He's giving it to Olivier before the round ends because he's
I'm
super
just saying
biased.
there's a minute 30, but if up to this point here, Olivier's winning just by a little with the strike counts.
Yeah, it's close.
Listen, I'm going to go back to what you were saying, Fred.
It's a close fight right now. Go ahead, AJ.
Fred, I'm going to go back to the Vettori thing, and you know what?
They got some weird cage. They got technology in the cage. It's like they call it the smart cage, PFL. They've got some sort of technology in the cage to measure impact on strikes and I guess takedowns. I don't know. It's a weird thing
cool,
they call the smart cage. Yeah, I like PFL a lot. Like, next to the UFC, I think PFL might be my favorite fight promotion. I like Bellator too, but PFL is really good, man. They sign a lot of good fighters. I really like PFL. It's a fun
they've got
little
some
promotion.
Cool technology. I like the entertainment look of it.
Yeah, Brian First dropped super chat. He says, actually just Monday for the mugs. Oh, yeah, they just dropped Monday. Oh! Olivier just dropped Marcin Held. He dropped him. Big right hand. Marcin is not there. Olivier is grounding and pounding in his guard. Marcin is holding on, but Olivier just dropped him with about 20 seconds to go in the first round. Oh, my goodness. He nearly finished the fight. Oh, man. Marcin Held is fucked up. He's on his back just holding Olivier down in his guard, but he got dropped and hurt. He is wobbly going back to his corner. Nice first round for Olivier Aubin-Mercier in his PFL debut. Definitely won that first round.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he got lucky because he was throwing some hammer fists.
From St.
Listen,
Bruno, the mean streets
he
of
threw
St.
some
Bruno.
hammer fist.
Super
Super
chat.
Dave, I was gonna say he threw some hammer fist just as he dropped, and like he was just going wild, hoping that there could be a stoppage. But he had to be careful on that because he did hit the guy in the back of the head with a couple of those shots. So
I don't know. Did he?
regardless,
Those
he
were
did.
some
It was
nice.
just like
That was a nice right hand that he dropped him with. Brian first says, actually just Monday for the mugs. The mugs just released on Monday, guys, at the website. I think I said Friday. And Angelo drops a super chat. He asked us, how long has PFL been around? Well, they used to be the World Series of Fighting, right? And then they changed to PFL. So a few years, right?
Man, all
I
he
didn't
looks
see
good,
a single
man.
shot behind the head, man.
Me
I'm watching
neither.
the
It
replay.
looked like when he was putting hammer fist, you'll see the hammer fist. It looked like it hit him in the back of the head. I'm going to
No.
see the replay again.
Only
but
to you.
Regardless, well, man, you know what? It looked like it, dude. Just watch. I just want to see the replay.
We're gonna tell Ollie you hated on him, man. Next
Yeah,
time
we're
you
going to tell
watch
Ollie
it.
you said that. And we're
What are
also
you
going to
talking
tell
about?
Ollie
Listen,
that
I'm
you
gonna tell-
hate
Me and Ollie-
cryptocurrency. You
yeah,
follow
listen, I'm gonna
you
tell
follow
something with
Olivier
Ollie.
on Twitter?
You know when Ollie,
This guy loves talking about cryptocurrency. He's my financial advisor, Olivier Aubé-Mercier. I don't know if you knew that.
No, he's awesome, Ollie. Ollie is like the best. I was with this guy when we were like, he was on The Ultimate Fighter and he was going through the show. I was watching it live with him at a bar up on Saint Laurent. And he had his crew. I was with Ollie. We had a good time. The guy is just a super nice guy, you know, that has a lot of potential. And I hope he does well in the PFL. So far, first round, man, Ollie all the way. And at this point here, I think Ollie could put him away. He just has to clip him again. He's throwing some nice strikes
Yeah, he's
in the
looking
second
good.
round.
He's
Man, is
looking
he
real
looking
good.
And if
Angelo
most people
wants to
don't know
know
Ollie,
where
he's
he
like-
can. Sorry, AJ, but Angelo wants to know where he can watch the PFL. It's on right now. It's on TSN's website. The prelims in Canada on TSN's website, and then at 10 p.m. the main card will start on TSN. One of the TSNs at 10 p.m.
Man, Ollie looks sharp, man. He's got him with nice combinations, beautiful leg kicks to the head. Everything he's throwing, he's landing. 39 strikes, 31 landed.
Beautiful
The guy's on a roll.
Beautiful leg kicks to the head.
That's,
Don't do play-by-play for MMA, AJ.
no, man. I'm
Leg
just,
kicks
just,
to the head.
Well, they were
As opposed to what?
Listen,
Arm kicks? What are you talking about? Leg kicks to
well,
the
you
head?
got body. Listen, obviously, if you're a mixed martial artist, you would know that there's many ways that you could take someone down. Ask Connor how you could go down with
AJ,
leg kicks to the calf.
Okay. Leg kick to the calf. Okay. But a leg kick to the head doesn't make any
Beautiful, man,
sense.
when you get it. What are you
No, but-
talking about?
Oh, you mean a combination? Leg kick to head
Yeah.
kick? Is that what you're talking about? Because it sounded
No,
like
he
you
threw
were
a kick.
a kick to the head. You
No,
could just
one
say
guy
kick to the
sending
head.
a leg kick to the other guy's head.
Yeah, that's what
man, I
AJ
don't
said.
know
what
what
he
language. Am I
said.
speaking like
Well,
German?
AJ, how many? Okay, can you kick with anything other than your leg?
No, but everybody says leg kick.
No, you.
Dave,
no, you don't.
Don't give me some addicts. What are you
No,
talking
a leg
about, man?
kick is a kick to the leg. A kick to the
I'm gonna
head
give you
is
a-
called a
if I
head
was there
kick.
right now-
What are you
Listen,
talking
if I
about,
was there
Fred?
Right now,
Dave
I'd want
might
to
be
throw you a
right.
leg kick.
Yeah, of course
Tell
I'm right.
Dave is not right. Dave is
Of
not
course
right.
I'm
Dave
right.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
What are you talking about?
Dave's being
Listen,
a grammar.
let
nut.
me just get.
No, I'm not.
Listen, don't get mad, Dave. Don't get mad that Israel's going to lose on Saturday.
I'm not.
And
Do
you're
I
going to
look
make
bad?
Angelo lose money.
I think you're hilarious.
I want to just listen. I want to get back to what Freddie said about Vettori. First of all, just to remind you guys that Vettori in his
I
last
don't
5
even
fights,
remember what I said.
this guy was dominant, man. This guy is coming out and he's dominant. Is he a better striker today? Yes. Is he a better grappler today? Yes. Does he have better conditioning? Yes. And that's what Israel's fighting, a much better Vettori, who in a lot of people's minds thought he won that fight.
Let me
So
tell you
what it's
something.
going to come down to is this.
Vittori's going to
Israel-
lose on Saturday night, and Italy's losing to Turkey tomorrow, AJ. Suck it.
Oh, you bad. You're in trouble now. You're in trouble now. I almost was going to like put myself on a timeout so I don't flip
Let's
out.
go Turkey.
Listen,
Go
I'm
Turkey. Euro
Oh,
Cup.
Dave,
Euro
Dave,
Cup of
Dave.
soccer starts
Dave.
tomorrow.
Listen, damn it, you made me forget what I was going to say.
I know, I
got
threw
me
you
so
off with
stressed
that.
out now. I
Made
got
you
the
mad.
ulcer with Mayweather and Paul, or Logan Paul. I can't even. And now it's this.
Italy
the
for
hell
sure
was I gonna
loses their
say?
first game. For sure, to Turkey.
Yeah, right, Dave. They haven't lost in like. Oh man, I'm gonna flip out now. But they haven't lost in years, by the way, just to let you know. But other than like the disaster with the World Cup that they never qualified. But what the hell was I gonna say? You
It
killed
doesn't
for
matter.
me.
Olivier Aubin-Mercier just got a key takedown at the towards the end, just over a minute left in the second round.
Yeah, he won the second round.
He is looking. Yeah, he is winning the second round. He's looking really good, controlling Marcin Held. Olivier came in as an underdog in this fight, a slight underdog, which I was really surprised by. I had Olivier winning this fight all day, and I'm really happy to see it happen because we do like Olivier, friend of the show. He's been on the show a few times. Like AJ said, we followed his career since the very beginning. I remember this guy. It might have been his first or second pro MMA fight for like Ringside MMA. I was sitting cage side for those ones, you know, back before he was in the UFC, before the Ultimate Fighter, and he was just a monster back then. And it's great to see him back in action. It's been a while since he's fought. You know, this is PFL debut. He was fighting for the UFC for a while, so it's good to see Olivier Aubin-Mercier, a nice Canadian, Quebec, homegrown talent, looking so good right now in the PFL. Kicking ass.
Listen, Dave, I'm gonna tell you something. I was following like this guy when he was in the judo circuit, when he got into the jiu-jitsu circuit. The guy's been a beast, man. You're talking like a like elite judo practitioner, Olympic level practitioner. I mean, this guy had it all, man, and he still has it all. Like when it comes to the grappling game, man, this guy's one of the best. But I'll just a quick story with Glenn. We had Glenn on Sunday talking, but when me and Glenn got together in the original days of Fight for Charity, where we were raising money for like the anti-bully programs for GSP and the Children's Hospital and all that kind of stuff, because we were bringing some of the best jiu-jitsu guys together, like Olivier Aubin-Mercier was already starting to make a name in the circuit. And we asked him, listen, dude, why don't you become our ring boy? Instead of having a ring girl, just be our ring boy. Man, Olivier was so cool that he came in and he like took off his shirt and he did the whole ring boy thing for our tournaments. And that shows you how cool this guy is. He's a team player, and I really hope he does well in PFL, man.
Yeah, you know, I just see Richard Ho in his corner. Richard Ho's gym is like, you know, 4 blocks away from my house. So it's good to, see some local guys on the big scene doing well. Olivier right now 2 rounds up on Marcin Held, about to start the 3rd round here. Olivier looking fantastic once again. Olivier is a beast. Patrick C. Hamilton. Patrick C. Hamilton drops super chat. He says, "Foot punches to the body." I like that. And Franco 316. Franco's not happy with me. He says, "Boo, Dave." And I think he's booing me because Franco, I'm guessing, maybe Italian and hoping that Turkey doesn't demolish Italy tomorrow. But we all know who's going to win this year's Euro.
It will be a single Turkish player ever in the history of Turkey.
No, probably not.
Hey, Dave, did you see Jason's comment? He used to have Olivier go over to his barber shop when he used to be in Montreal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Olivier, man, supports like the MMA.
Man, Jason had a barber shop in Montreal?
World. Yeah, he's a barber, man. Yeah, he was like a stylist. I think
I wish he still did. I would go see him. I would definitely be one of his customers. Jason Pete, good man, member of the team. Don't forget to be cool like Jason and become a member of the channel. Click that join button right under the video. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go to donate.ringsidereport.net as well. Olivier looking great again in the 3rd round. Yeah. Olivier looking great in the 3rd round, landing some punches. He's got a good clinch up on the fence. And another takedown of Marcin Held. Oh, Held looking for the leg lock, though. Olivier's got to be careful. Marcin Held's got really good leg locks, and he's looking for it, but Olivier's being careful. He's got to be careful. Marcin's looking for it. Olivier's got to be real careful here in the defense, but I think Olivier is almost out of it here.
Does he still go under the name the Canadian Gangster?
I don't know.
Remember
Olivier
out.
He's out. He's out of the footlock. That's good. That was close. Because that's really the danger with Marcin. Nasty. Marcin's got good leg locks. But Olivier went out to Puerto Rico and trained with the Danaher Death Squad, and those guys are killers at leg locks. Great jiu-jitsu team. And he went out there specifically to train jiu-jitsu with those guys during COVID times. You couldn't really train here. So he went out to Puerto Rico and trained with them. And right there in that spot against Marcin Held, I'm sure that that training paid off because those guys are experts in that position. And they're back to their feet with half a round left to go. Olivier firmly in control of this. Looks like he's going to cruise to a PFL debut victory over Marcin Held.
So how does it work? Is it a round-robin tournament? Because I see there's, like, points.
Yeah, there's points. You get 3 points for a win, 6 points for a win in the first round, 5 points for a win in the second round, and then 4 points for a win if you finish it in the third. So if you win by decision, you get 3 points, and then you get additional points if you wind up finishing the fight. And every fighter in the division gets 2 fights. But Olivier, I think, had to pull out of his last fight because he had an injury, and I think because he pulled out of the fight, they -1 him, like they gave him -1 points. So he's at -1 right now. So even if he wins, even if he wins by decision, he'd only have 2 points, which I don't know if that'll be enough to move on to the next round. We're gonna have to kind of wait and see how other fighters do.
Special thank you from the heart.
Oh. Thank you. Special thank you. We're going to have to see how the other fighters do in the division to see if Olivier moves on, because there's like regular season where every fighter fights twice, and then there's playoffs, and then there's the championship for the $1 million. It's kind of cool. I like the format. I like the format, but if you don't like go out of your way to educate yourself and figure out how it works, you're just like, how does this work? What are they talking about? Points? You know? It's a different system. They're definitely trying to do MMA differently than the UFC.
Come on, Ollie. Let's do it.
Right? It's a different type of style MMA company. Yeah. I like it.
Look, I like it. You know, so far, all the PFL fights that I've seen have been exciting. Olivier tonight, regardless, man, he's looking good. He's looking sharp. And he's making himself a name, man. PFL, here's Olivier. And he almost knocked him out at the 120. It was close. So
yeah, he almost knocked him out in the first round. It was
even in the third round here at the minute 20 seconds left, he got him with a left hook, and man, it almost looked like it was lights out. But Held is still holding on.
Held hangs on. Oh, another nice right hook. Held's got a good chin. Olivier's cracking him with some good ones. Olivier is definitely on his way to a victory here. 5 seconds left. Looks like it should be a unanimous decision victory for Olivier Aubin-Mercier from St. Bruno, Quebec. So listen, I've got Marvin Vettori going down to Israel Adesanya coming up Saturday night. I've got Adesanya by knockout. Freddie's got it too. AJ, what do you got? Vettori by decision?
By decision, exactly. And that's what I remember. I was saying I had to tell you something. That was exactly what I wanted to tell you, that it's going to go to distance, and I think it's going to be a decision win for Vettori.
Okay, well, Marvin Vettori right now over at Bet99.com is the +205 underdog. Israel Adesanya -263, the favorite. You could bet with us over at Bet99.com. Use that promo code Ringside. Freddie's got the shit. Use that promo code Ringside when you bet over at Bet99.com. You get a matching deposit bonus of up to $600 on your initial deposit. So drop $600, they will match it. Anything up to $600 when you use that promo code Ringside over at Bet99.com. We'll give you our parlays. Like I said, my parlay came through last week. I've had a lot of my parlays come through. I actually had a 6-fight parlay come through, and I'm going to post my super parlays on Twitter now. But I can't. I could give you one now, but I like to do it because it's Thursday night right now as we're doing this show. I like to do it after I see the final face-offs. I like to make my final bets personally, like where I'm making money, where I'm putting money down. I like to see the final face-offs for certain fights where I'm not as sure, who these people are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm super familiar with Israel Adesanya. I remember all his fights. I'm very clued in on who he is. But could I tell you all the fights that Movsar Evloev or Hakeem Dawodu have had? No. And I'm not really sure I could tell you who these guys are. But I could do a little research, and when I could look at them face-to-face and get a good idea of what's going to happen. I think the final weigh-in face-off, the ceremonial weigh-ins there that they do are very important for betting. UFC usually puts out a video. It's like 4 minutes long, and they just show you this person coming in, this person coming in. They face off. You see them face off. You see the intensity. You see what kind of shape they're in. And that's really important, too, the shape, man. You got to be in good shape. I have found, here's a weird thing that you guys might not agree with or have noticed, but if you have, like, a lot of UFC fighters, they have six-packs on their front, but some UFC fighters seem to have, like, six-packs on their back. Have you seen this now? Like, people are so jacked. Like,
Usman?
Yeah, Usman, guys like that. Like, you see that sometimes? If you watch a ceremonial weigh-in and there's one guy who's got, like, a normal body and the other guy has a six-pack on his back, bet on the back six-pack guy. I bet on one of those guys. I bet on one of those guys in the opening fight last week. I saw the ceremonial weigh-in. I didn't know who these guys were. And there was one guy who looked super jacked and then another guy who looked kind of normal, you know, kind of like me, just regular. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think I would fare so well against this super jacked guy. I mean, I'm pretty good at fighting, but this other guy, I think he would fuck me up. And I'm like, yep, I'm taking the super jacked guy. And he won. He was a big underdog. He wound up winning. Dominating. So I think there's something to the back six-pack. All right, guys? And, you know, we will never have back six-packs. Right? Yeah, exactly. If you're on EPO, chances are you're going to win. If you're super jacked, chances are you're going to win. Yeah, but that counts for something. So I like to see the ceremonial weigh-ins before I do like a crazy parlay. But last week I saw those and I was like, all right, let's put fights down. I did like a 8-fight parlay. And it came through. It's pretty crazy.
I just heard all of you
I'll
got
get
3
AJ's parlay
points?
here. Yeah, 3 points, but that'll only put him at 2 total because he had -1. So he's got 2 total points.
And I'm
He
trying
gets
to
his
figure
first
out, what was
victory,
with
unanimous
the fourth
decision.
Judge? What was
I don't
that
know.
with the fourth judge? I saw 3 judges that scored Olivier, and then there was a mysterious judge for the fourth, and I got to look into that.
I have no idea why they have 4 judges.
Look into it.
So we'll get your parlays here in a second, guys. What else? We got Davison Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno in the co-main event. That's a big fight, right, for the flyweight title. Last time they went at it, it was a draw. Both guys had fought, you know, like 3 weeks prior on the last UFC pay-per-view. They went right back at it against each other in December. It was a close fight. I don't know if we saw the best Davison Figueiredo. He didn't seem as sharp in that fight than he did in his previous couple outings. So I wonder. Brandon Moreno's really good, though. This is going to be a tough fight to call. I have trouble calling this one. I'm not really sure, but I'm leaning towards Davison Figueiredo. Right now, he is the favorite, pretty heavy favorite, actually, -222 over at Bet99.com. Brandon Moreno +180, but I would not bet on this fight. I would stay away from this one.
Well, I got Figueiredo.
Yeah, but it was.
I thought he won the first fight. And, yeah, maybe it was a close one, but I still thought he had won the first fight.
Yeah,
and you know what? It was a good fight, so I think it makes sense that they do it again. And I'm going to pick Figueiredo to win this one. My decision.
Look, what you forgot. Listen, guys, don't forget that Figueiredo in that last fight, like he was in the hospital the night before. He had some weird illness. He got out of the hospital at 2 a.m, and he still came to fight that night. And he fought well. In fact, I thought he won that fight. I don't understand how it became a draw. In my eyes, I thought Figueiredo won, but a lot of people didn't know. He spent the night in the hospital, not a proper night of sleeping. Everything was going wrong for him, and he still managed to come out and look good. This is going to be a different game. He's going to come up here, and he's going to fuck that guy up. He's going to knock him out. The first fight was lucky. This fight Saturday is going to be a knockout. Figueiredo is a beast, man. This guy is like, wow, there's something about him as a fighter that, you know, remember we were talking about that, like, way back saying, like, who is this guy? And, like, you know, it's a hard way to say his name and people don't know him. But when you see the guy fight, he's unbelievable. And look, it was an unfortunate night for him, but he still came back and looked good. Saturday is going to be a different story. He has a full camp, which he didn't have in his last fight, an illness the night before, got out of the hospital at 2 a.m. This time, it's a different story. It's gonna be an interesting night. I have a feeling it's gonna be a quick night for Figueiredo.
You might be right, AJ.
That's my lock of the night.
I feel like Figueiredo wins, but I don't know if he's going to finish. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish Brandon Moreno. Moreno's never been finished in his career. He's 27 years old. They did go the distance. It was a draw over 5 rounds last time. You know, maybe Figueiredo wasn't 100%, but I think if Figueiredo does finish Moreno, it'll be with jiu-jitsu. It's not going to be by knockout. Moreno's got a hell of a chin. He's never been knocked out. He's never been submitted. He's lost a few times, but all by decision. So I think that if Figueiredo winds up winning, he's going to wind up getting a choke. I mean, he's got some sick guillotines. He's really slick on the ground. His jiu-jitsu is really good. I could see him tapping out Brandon Moreno, but I don't see the knockout. I really don't. But I've got Figueiredo winning this fight. We all have Figueiredo winning this fight. Nate Diaz, Leon Edwards in a 5-round non-title fight. For some reason, they're making this a 5-rounder. Not really sure why. I guess because of Nate Diaz, and he's so cool. More of
Diaz. Exactly.
He's kind of like a champion in himself. Yeah. You want to see Diaz over 5 rounds, so I'm happy with that. Will it go 5 rounds, though? Right now, Leon Edwards is the biggest favorite on the card over at Bet99.com. He is minus 625, the favorite, and Nate Diaz is plus 420. That's got to be a joke. Is that for real?
Oh,
Nate Diaz is plus 420? That seems like an omen. Maybe you should bet on Nate Diaz, right? Nate's plus 420. Get it, Fred? Get it?
I mean, I might take a chance.
I mean, plus 420
Leon
seems like the odds
win.
you bet on Nate Diaz. I mean, Nate Diaz plus 420 seems like a joke. It's like, yeah, bet on him because 420, Nate Diaz, that seems like, but no, Leon Edwards is probably going to beat the shit out of Nate Diaz. I think he finishes him. I think he beats him up and hurts him. Like, Leon Edwards is a legitimate welterweight. He's on a legitimate win streak. He is big. He is young. He has been active. He's hungry. I think this is going to be a bad night for Nate Diaz.
Was he that impressive against Bellam on his last fight? Let's be honest.
Yeah, he was.
If it wasn't for the
eye poke, no, Bellam would have got destroyed.
Good.
What are you talking about?
I don't know about that, man. I thought Bellam did pretty good in that fight till the eye poke. I'm like on the other side. I thought Bellam did well. In fact, I thought he probably could have beat Edwards. I didn't find anything special with Edwards that night, honestly speaking. And I know that he's going up against Diaz. It's a 5-round fight. The thing with Diaz is when he goes in there, it's a war. So it could be 3 rounds, 5 rounds, 12 rounds. He's going to go the distance. And if Edwards doesn't if Edwards decides that he's going to back up to Diaz, you know what Diaz is going to do? He's going to get in his face and he's going to turn this into a war. Could Edwards go the distance with Diaz? He didn't do it with Bellam, and he's been out of the game for years before that. So that's a difference. You're going up against a guy that you literally got to shoot him to stop him. And that's the thing. You know what? This is to say, Edwards is going to win because everybody's picking Edwards. What did he do that was so great in the last couple of years? Yeah, he was all the talk. But there's something about Diaz. When he comes out, man, anything could happen. Ask Connor. And you know what? I'm going with the underdog on this. I really think Diaz is going to fuck him up.
Well,
Stockton style.
I mean, I would like to see it. I like Nate Diaz. I'm a big fan, but I look at this fight. Leon Edwards is 29 years old. He is on an 8-fight win streak. Last fight was a no contest. I was impressed with what he did. Dominated Bellam Muhammad in the first round. I think Leon Edwards was well on his way to a win, if not a finish, of Bellam Muhammad in that fight up until the eye poke. I don't know, man. He's beat some pretty good guys. He beat Rafael dos Anjos, something that Nate Diaz could not do whatsoever. And I think, it makes sense for Leon Edwards to be a heavy favorite right now. He's active. He's the real fighter. Nate is the entertainment side. He's 36 years of age. He hasn't fought since 2019 in November. He's fought, 4 times in the past 5 years, and he's 2-2 with wins over Conor McGregor and Anthony Pettis and losses to Conor McGregor and Jorge Masvidal. Let me ask you this. Jorge Masvidal versus Leon Edwards today. Who would you pick, AJ? Masvidal?
Or Leon Edwards?
Yeah.
Peace combo.
Would you, Fred? I wouldn't. I think Leon Edwards is at another level right now. The last guy that's beat him is Kamaru Usman. And Usman is the top of the top.
I'd like to see it. I mean, Masvidal has lost to some tough competition lately still, I feel. But if we stick to Leon Edwards, I think you hit the nail right when you say he's big. And Nate Diaz and Jen think struggles with guys that are big. Like Leon Edwards, not much of a grappler. He's more of a striker. But even like with his size, if Nate Diaz wants to change this into a grappling fight, he's gonna struggle bringing Leon Edwards to the ground and things like that. So
yeah, but what if he does bring him to the ground?
Nate has to go in with a striking strategy, and I think Leon Edwards is gonna win that.
Yeah, that's how Nate fights. Nate doesn't have takedowns. Nate's not a wrestler.
No,
Nate's got jiu-jitsu. If Nate's going
to
tap you out,
one of the best jiu-jitsu guys out there.
Yeah, okay. But if he taps you out, you know how he does it? You take him down and he catches you, or he beats you up and he chokes you out because you fell down from punches like Conor, or when he shot that terrible takedown and Nate defended it. Nate didn't shoot that takedown when he choked Conor out. Nate doesn't shoot takedowns. Nate gets taken down time and time again. Leon's not going to do that, though. He's much bigger. He's much younger. I think he's stronger and quicker, and I think he's just going to hurt Nate Diaz on the feet, and he's going to put him away. And Nate Diaz at 36 years of age, he's had 4 fights in 5 years. He's not in the game like Leon Edwards is. I was surprised that they gave Nate this fight, because I thought it was like kind of a big step up for Nate. He's had success in his career at 155. He's fighting a legitimate 170 fighter, a legit welterweight. When Nate was at welterweight, he struggled. So I don't think this is a good matchup for him, and the odds dictate that. I think Leon Edwards finishes Nate Diaz, which doesn't happen often, but I think Leon's going to be able to do it. I think he puts him away.
Look, he's 29 years old. You're right. He's a younger fighter and whatnot, but he hasn't been – if you look at how many rounds he's fought in the last couple of years, obviously it's not that many, right? That's the difference. And I agree with you. The guy is unbelievable and whatnot. But the truth of the matter is that he's fighting Diaz, man. And then the thing is that, like, I don't know. I don't think it's a great fight for Edwards to take right after the Bellam eye poke. Almost lost the guy's eye. Who is fighting on the same card, by the way?
Yeah. And we can get to that one. Freddie and I both have Leon Edwards. Damien Maia versus Bellam Muhammad is next up. And I think this is an interesting one. Damien Maia plus 190, the underdog. Bellam Muhammad minus 238, the favorite. I'm a little bit surprised to see Muhammad as such a heavy favorite. He's 32 years of age. He was coming off 4 straight victories in the UFC, not over the best competition, and that's where Damien Maia comes in. 43 years old. The guy is just brilliant on the ground, and when he loses, he's losing to some very, very tough guys. Gilbert Burns knocked him out back in March of last year, and that's the last time he has fought. The losses have come in the past few years, but, I mean, he's losing to Woodley in 2017, Covington 2017, Usman 2018. He then beat Lyman Good, Anthony Rocco Martin, and Ben Askren, and then he suffered the TKO loss to Gilbert Burns. Like, I think Damien Maia is still Damien Maia. Even at 43, I think he's going to give some real problems to Bellam Muhammad, and if he gets that takedown in the first round, forget about it. Forget about it. And I think he might. I really do. I think, Bellam Muhammad apparently is a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you get taken down by Damien Maia, you are fucked, my friend. Any purple belt on this earth, if they get taken down by Damien Maia, you got Damien Maia on, you're going to get tapped. You're going to get tapped. I mean, that's just how it is, right? I don't care who you are. I mean, most purple, maybe not any. There's probably some phenom purple belts out there that Maia, but, I mean, let's be honest, right? Damien Maia is a wizard. And I think he takes down Bellam Muhammad, and I think he taps him out. So I like Damien Maia as the underdog in this one. Plus 190 over at bet99.com. What do you think, AJ?
Look, you know what? I have a hard time always picking, like, guys that have been seasoned, guys that are legendary. And we've seen that a lot in the last couple of years where we're like, wow, man, I can't believe he lost. And I think Damien Maia is coming to the end of his career. His chin is questionable. We've seen that. his speed is gone. He can only rely on his grappling game if it gets to the ground. And even then, man, he's had a hard time at times. The thing is that let's not forget Belal. Belal, man, this guy is a machine. His conditioning is like top of the line, probably one of the best out there. And the guy prior to his no contest to almost losing an eye to Leon Edwards, that was like 2 times in that fight was told to stop. The guy's won 8 out of his last 10. And let's not forget, this guy can strike, man. And if he keeps it standing, unfortunately, Maia's chin is gone, man. And I don't want to see it, but I think it's going to be a different story. I think Bilal's going to come out with the win, and it's probably going to be like a stoppage. And that's the end of Damien Maia. I don't know how many fights he has on his contract still, but you know what? We've seen this. I always wanted to go. I want to go with my heart with Damien Maia. For me to pick against Damien Maia, it kills me. But I'm trying to pull away from my past of always giving that hope that those legendary fighters are going to win again. Their time is gone, man. It's over. And unfortunately, Damien Maia's game is over.
I don't see it like
not
that.
Not in jiu-jitsu.
I mean,
not in jiu-jitsu.
I'm just breaking down the fight, and I see how Bellam Muhammad wins. 13 of his 18 victories come by decision, only 4 by knockout. He's knocked out 1 man in the UFC, 1 TKO victory, and that was back in 2016 over a guy called Augusto Montano. He beat Curtis Millender by decision. He beat Takashi Sato by submission. He beat Lyman Good and Diego Lima by decision. He's not knocking anybody out. I don't see him as a big knockout threat for Damien Maia, and I certainly don't see him as a threat grappling-wise for Damien Maia. That's why I have Maia as the winner, but of course he is the underdog, so who knows? He might come off the loser. AJ's picking the other guy, picking the younger man, Belal Muhammad. Very surprising for once. AJ not going with the older jiu-jitsu guy, going with the younger guy, which is a big surprise. Freddie, what do you think? Break the tie here.
Maia by submission.
Yeah, that's correct. Team Dave, Team Fred. We're the best. We're the best team. Fred, have we picked all the same fights? Have we picked all the same fights so far? I think so, right? We both have Adesanya. Yeah, we both have Figueiredo.
AJ went opposite on everything.
On everything.
No, I went with Figueiredo on. That's the only one that I agree with you.
That's the only one we agree
but the
on.
Other ones,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got some other fights on the prelim card. Paul Craig versus Jamal Hill. That's on the main card of the pay-per-view. That should be pretty good. Paul Craig is the underdog, plus 245. Hill, minus 312, the favorite. Could be something there.
You've got
I like Brad Riddell.
It's nice.
Brad Riddell, he's fighting on the main event of the prelim card against this other guy.
AJ's friend, Eric Anders.
Roll Tide is on.
Is that the fight now? No, that's Darren Stewart. Brad Riddell's fighting Drew Dober, and Dober's the favorite, minus 152. Riddell, plus 123, the dog. I think I might be going with Riddell on that one. But let's do our parlays here. Let me give you my parlay. I'm still working on getting the images back, AJ.
Am I allowed to put somebody I did not pick in my parlay? Because, I want to try Nate Diaz.
Sure.
It's so much money, man.
Oh, well, we're trying to pick winners.
I'm taking a chance on Nate Diaz. I don't think he's going to win.
There you go, Freddie. I'm telling you.
I haven't picked him, man. I picked Leon Edwards to win. But Nate Diaz is.
So what are you going with? What are you, Dave the flip-flopper? Come on.
I'm with Nate, Israel, and Damien Maia. That's my parlay.
All right, let me give you my parlay here. I've got Israel, Maia, Edwards, and Riddell. $20 gets you $207 over at bet99.com. Freddie, give me your parlay again. You got Nate, Maia, and Israel.
Yeah.
Nate, Maia, and Israel. Freddie's parlay, $20 at plus 1981 gets you $416 over at bet99.com. That's a big parlay. Team Fred, Nate Diaz, Damien Maia, and Israel Adesanya. Even though Fred actually picked Leon Edwards to win, he's putting Nate Diaz on his official parlay. AJ, give me your parlay.
Listen, man, if you want to dream big and you want to see Dave Street come to an end, you're going to go with Team AJ on this. The Italian Dream is coming out on this. I'm telling you, it's going to be the first ever Italian champion and that's Marvin Vettori. I really feel it. I think he's going to hurt him.
Okay,
so
and
Vettori, Figueiredo, Diaz, Bellam. And then I'm even going to go with Paul Craig on this. Every time I go against him, this guy impresses me. So I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going with Paul Craig. I think he's going to win.
Be rich
even if the guy is
AJ's
8-0.
parlay comes in.
Yes.
$20, man.
AJ's parlay.
Dream big.
Is a 5-fight parlay.
Like Tony Robbins says.
Marvin Vettori, Davison Figueiredo, Nate Diaz, Bellam Muhammad, and Paul Craig. $20 gets you $2,253.24 over at betnadad.com. If that comes through
Tell you
for
what,
you,
AJ.
congratulations.
If you get that
Go
one,
big or
man,
go home.
I'll say for at least a couple of weeks, AJ was right.
Yeah. But AJ was like
Park
giving me.
Safari's on
pray,
you.
man.
AJ was
if
giving
you have
me.
it right, Park
praying every
Safari's
day.
on you.
AJ was giving me full props on Sunday night. He was like, Dave's right. If you want to win money, listen to Dave. Dave's on a hot streak. And now come Thursday night, he's like, no, don't listen to Dave. Dave doesn't know what he's talking about. Even though I prove it time and time again, Team Dave is the ultimate team. We are the winning team. We are winning consistently. Good God.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you something. Look, if you want to take the chance, put a little money on Dave and Fred's picks, and then put a little money on mine. Because if the AJ comes out, it's a
pointless.
good night. It's a good night.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. There's no chance in hell. No chance in hell.
Listen,
my lock of the night is Israel Adesanya. Dave's lock, stamp, guarantee. Spoiler alert. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler, like Paul Heyman would say. Okay? I'm telling you, Adesanya is winning, and he's knocking out Marvin Vettori. If he doesn't knock him out, I'll be really surprised, but he'll win a decision either way. He's going to win. There's no way Vettori wins. There's no chance in hell. And also, guys, let's not forget, this is another UFC pay-per-view, and I have not got a UFC pay-per-view main event wrong since January when I picked Conor to beat Poirier. Every pay-per-view main event I have been correct on, and let's just go back in history for a moment so I could gloat over AJ. I won't mention who Fred picked in some of these fights because it's not fair to Fred. Out of respect for Fred. So, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor. Okay, I picked Conor. These things happen. That was back in December, UFC 257. UFC 258, Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns. AJ, didn't you pick Gilbert Burns to win that fight? Didn't you? And, of course, I picked Kamaru Usman. Yeah, AJ was wrong once again, and I picked Usman, and, of course, he won. UFC 259, I had Jan Blachowicz beating Israel Adesanya. You guys both had Israel Adesanya winning. Once again, Team Dave coming through for a UFC pay-per-view main event. UFC 260, Francis Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic. Didn't you guys both pick Stipe? Fred, did you pick Stipe or Francis?
Yeah.
You picked Stipe? Damn. And who did I pick, guys? Francis Ngannou, the heavyweight champion of the world over at UFC 260. Like, the streak is honestly a little bit crazy because it has been going for a long time. Kamaru Usman, Jorge Masvidal, UFC 261 main event. AJ, I'm certain you picked Jorge Masvidal. God damn, you are wrong every time. And I picked, of course, Kamaru Usman. Right?
No, I went with Usman on that.
Fred?
No.
Fred, you went with Masvidal. You love Masvidal.
I had Usman. I don't remember AJ.
Okay, maybe we all had Usman, but I'm pretty sure AJ had Masvidal because he's usually
wrong. No.
UFC 262.
I went with Nigeria all the way. Remember that? My whole thing was Nigeria all the way.
Except when Francis Ngannou was fighting, but okay. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler main
Cameroon,
event.
Man, why would he say Nigeria?
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was confusing him because there's a lot of Nigerians and African champions in the UFC. I'm sorry. You're right. He's from Cameroon, not Nigeria. That's Usman and Adesanya from Nigeria, and Ngannou is from Cameroon. Correct. Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler main event. Who did you guys pick in that one?
I had
Who
Oliveira.
was that, Dave?
I had Oliveira too. I think AJ took Michael Chandler.
Yeah, no.
You did.
No, I went with Oliveira.
You didn't go with Oliveira. No, that's untrue. You totally took Michael Chandler. AJ's wrong, and I took Oliveira. So I have been right on all of these pay-per-views in a row, man. Several since February. Every pay-per-view main event I have got right on this. So I feel like Adesanya is like a slam dunk. I think this is one of the easier ones to pick, quite honestly. I think Oliveira and Chandler was tougher. And it was a close fight, too. I don't think this is going to be close at all. I think Adesanya's going to destroy here, really.
Look, man, the guy has every tool to do it, like an 80-inch reach. What is he, 6'4"? The guy's gone up to light heavyweight. I got to give him so much credit because he's a true champion. There's no doubt about it. But the thing is that he's fighting this guy for the second time. I think Vettori is a way better fighter than the first time they met. And you know what? He's on a winning streak. There's some bad blood. And I really think if he takes anything from his last fight, if you could take Israel down and empower, push your power on him, take top half, pound away, I think Israel has a hard time. We saw him on his back. We saw basic jiu-jitsu, basic stuff that you don't do, and Israel was doing. And that was his improved jiu-jitsu. That was his improved wrestling with Yan. Yeah, he was slightly bigger. But, man, he was doing everything wrong to be on the ground. And you know what? If it was anybody else, they could have put away Israel. But Yan didn't do it. But, look,
guys,
I think Vettori can. I think Vettori's a better grappler by far.
I made big money last weekend, and we're going to make big money again. Team Dave, ho, ho, ho. Angelo says Dave will get it again. Boom! Angelo is dead right. Dead right. All right?
Angelo
and Mako says,
listen.
but AJ has style. Does he have style? Does he? He's wearing a Glenn W.O. shirt. His hat is cool, though.
Look at that. But it looks good, man.
You want to see style? Look at these. Look at these, AJ. You see these?
Yeah, I saw those. What the hell are they? Crocs?
No, man. No, these are Yeezys. Yeezy foam runners. These are shoes.
So do you tell me you don't wear socks with those things?
No, you do. You wear them with socks. They're crazy
cool,
comfortable.
Man.
They're insane. They're like futuristic.
But what are they meant for? The beach? Like what's with that style, man?
Life. They're meant for life, AJ.
Dave doesn't go to the
beach.
Man,
I would.
Well, we gotta go to the beach. Hey, what's happening?
Let's go to the beach.
Are we gonna go to the beach or not?
Let's plan our social occasions. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. AJ and I will be back on Saturday night for UFC 263. We'll be doing the watch-along here.
Why you ignore me, man?
Wait, you're going to be there?
I'm kind of insulted here.
Whoa. Fred, I didn't know you were going to be on the watch-along. I thought you didn't want to do the watch-alongs. I thought you were off watch-alongs permanently because they were too late at night and you didn't want to go to sleep that late.
No, Dave. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. Cool, Freddie's going to be here? Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Well, now I'm hyped. Fred's going to be on the watch-along. Oh, okay. This is going to be a good watch-along then. All right, guys. It's not going to be just me and AJ. It's so much easier when you're here, Fred, because I have to deal with AJ by myself. It's like, oh, my goodness, So much nicer when Fred's here. Another voice of reason. Thank goodness. All right, well, tune in on Saturday night. I'll be here with Fred, and AJ will come in and out because his connection will drop out constantly because that's how AJ works on a pay-per-view.
Wait.
AJ's internet doesn't last for 3 hours.
No, it doesn't. It'll probably log me off at some point. But I just wanted to get something.
Why?
I just saw a comment come on by Franco. He said, "Where's your Italia shirt?" You didn't watch last week's show. Last Thursday, I was wearing my Italian jersey.
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. It was actually Sunday. Yes, that Santa Dave brought me for Christmas. My Jewish Santa.
We were dressed the same on Sunday's show. On the the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather watch along that we did on Sunday, we were dressed the same. AJ was wearing his blue Italia Adidas top, and I was wearing my blue France Adidas top, and we're both wearing the Ringside Report hat that you can
France
get.
is going to finish third or fourth in that group.
Whoa, Fred, take it easy.
Because Germany and Portugal are going to finish 1-2.
No.
Look at that
France
cat,
is going to finish first.
Hey, listen.
You can get these hats over at merch.ringsidereport.net. The hats that I have, the hat that AJ has, Freddie's going to have his soon. As soon as I see Freddie, I'm going to see Freddie soon, and I'm going to give him his hat and some other things that I'm preparing, Fred. The preparations begin tomorrow, so you get ready, Fred. I'll be seeing you soon. Oh, my God. Look at that.
Listen, man, I just want to know one thing. Like, are we going to get any mugs? Because I'm promoting everything else.
We have mugs. Did you not listen to the show? Merch.ringsidereport.net. I'll get you and Fred mugs, Wrestling Uncensored mugs over at merch.ringsidereport.net. There was some super chatters tonight, and I want to thank you guys. Angelo, of course, Catagonis, Patrick C. Hamilton. Angelo was in a massive super chat battle on Sunday night. It was a wild time with Brian Firth. Brian Firth also dropping a super chat tonight. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Angelo. I think Angelo is a super chat leader once again. Patrick was in the mix,
Angelo
though,
rocks.
as well. Patrick C. Hamilton out in Regina. Shout out to Patrick. Good man. Foot punches to the body. I like that one. That was a good one, Patrick. Foot punches to the body.
Cold jabs.
Oh.
Listen, first of all, thanks for the support, guys. We appreciate it, man. Like, Sunday was, like, insane, and it's been insane, like, even, like, on the wrestling shows and whatnot. Like, the support for this network has been awesome, and that's, like, to everybody around the world. We've got people, man, like, you know, our fan base actually has grown to, like, 27%, which is female viewers, man, which is incredible. See if they get that in hockey. See if they get that in football. You don't get that on podcasts. Only on Ringside Report, man. Our female audience is moving up.
Well, thank you to all the ladies of the Ringside Report universe. Thank you to all the fellas as well. We do appreciate you. And, yes, thank you for all the support. It is very much appreciated. Keeps the lights on. Keeps us making all this cool merch for you and doing all sorts of stuff that we do all the time, all the shows and all the work and all the things and all the pay-per-views and so on. I'll be back here tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I'll be back. I'm going to be back here for next couple of nights, right? I'll be back here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, the Friday night show, Wrestling Uncensored. We'll be talking about pro wrestling. Sami Zayn hates me now. He, like, direct messages me, and he's, like, mad at me. So we could tell the story tomorrow about Sami Zayn, like, getting mad at me. No, that's a real story. Real? Yeah, it's real.
What? Wait. Let me get this right.
What's he gonna
do? Isn't that the guy that was making fun of, like, MMA at one point and he could get in it?
I don't know. Not that guy. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so, because if he thinks that, good God Almighty, let me be his first attempt. I'll make some of that money, no problem. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see that fight. Man, you want celebrity fights? I'll set it up. I'll send him an email right now.
No, I'm not interested. He's
like a piece of shit.
No, it's
come on, Dave. Let's do it.
No, he's
fine. You and Johnny, and
he's a great pro wrestler.
Else,
he's really good at wrestling. He's really good at sports entertainment.
So is Johnny North.
He's a good sports entertainer.
Well, I got to listen to the show. I want to hear what happened, man. I'm curious.
Tune in tomorrow night.
Who did you piss off? Who did Dave piss off this week?
Sami Zayn.
I'd like to find out who.
It was Sami Zayn.
Well, that's good. Next week, who knows who it'll be? Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Actually, you're on their side, so it doesn't matter. They'll be okay with you.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about Sami Zayn and the rest of wrestling Uncensored tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And we will also be watching AEW Dynamite here with you. And that'll be that tomorrow night. Wow. And then AJ, Fred, and I, all three of us, back here 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night for the UFC 263 watch-along. And that is it. Go to ringsidereport.net for everything else that we do. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on a podcast, we have podcasts. Thank you for subscribing and leaving good reviews on the podcast. And, of course, here on the YouTube channel and on Twitch and on Facebook. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment as well. We do appreciate you. And this team will see you again on Saturday night for UFC 263 when we can just rip into AJ for his picks. I like that you've picked so many fights differently than us, AJ. It really sets us up for a great battle on Saturday. So it's going to be fun on Saturday night.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to St. Joseph's Oratory and praying, man. I'm telling you, I want this victory.
Well, after Turkey takes it to your boys tomorrow, we'll see what happens on Saturday. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again real soon.